Hey everybody, wanted to share a very quick video on how I transferred my Vampire Survivors save file from PC to iPad. It's already been possible to transfer save files between PC, Mac, Android, Xbox. Likely this has been possible the whole time, but after months of searching for anybody knowing how to do this, I hadn't come up with anything, so I figured this out, and I hope this is helpful to someone else out there. That being said, there is one caveat that affected my iPad, but we'll get to that later. So here's what you need to make this work. A computer that can run 7-zip and software called iMazing for PC or Mac. You need your Vampire Survivors save file, and of course an iPad. You do not need a jailbroken iPad to do this, and I assume it would work for iPhones as well, but I don't have one of those to test this out. I'm going to give you the speedrun version here. I'm assuming you already know how to access your Vampire Survivors save data. You can find that information on PC Gaming Wiki, and I'll drop the link in the description. The way Vampire Survivors save files work is really simple. It's basically just a text file with a whole bunch of values. What's awesome is, as of this recording, April 2023, it works across all platforms that the game is available on. From PC, where I believe it's still running on the original engine, to mobile platforms where it's running on the newer engine. It does not matter. Also does not matter if you're swapping between copies of the game that have the DLC or no DLC. It just won't appear if you don't have DLC on that platform. And I've been moving my save file between my Android phone and my PC and Steam Deck a whole bunch of times, and I haven't had a single issue. But of course, be sure to make backups just in case. So after you got your save file, you need to download the iMazing software. The free trial is totally fine for this purpose. That's what I used. It doesn't appear to be a time lock trial from what I can tell. I could be wrong, but install that and you should be good to go. Once you're connected, go to apps, find Vampire Survivors, assuming you have it installed on your iPad already. Right click it and copy to PC. The first time you do this, iMazing is gonna need to make a backup of your iPad. This took about 25 minutes. Then it's gonna pull Vampire Survivors off your iPad with its data intact. This process seems to take about 8 minutes in subsequent transfers that I've noticed. And eventually you will have a file called Vampire Survivors.imazingapp. The good news is that this is kind of like a zip file. It's just a bundled up set of folders and files, and you can actually read it with 7-zip. So right click it, open with 7-zip file manager, and we are in. Navigate to container, documents, and you'll see SaveDataUnity.sav. Right click that and edit. Now the beauty of the save file being just a text file is you can open up the one you want to transfer from in Notepad. Select all, copy, go over to the one you just opened from 7-zip, select all, delete what was there, and paste in the good stuff. Save that, confirm. Now what you need to do is restore this new edited copy of Vampire Survivors to your iPad. Here's what I did, and full disclosure, there may be a better way to do this, and I'll explain why in a moment. All I did was drag and drop the .imazingapp file back into iMazing. It asked if I was ready to restore, and I said yes. What I did not expect is it essentially did a sort of a soft reset of my iPad in some ways. I got logged out of some, but not all of my apps. Most, if not all of them, needed to be re-downloaded. My desktop wallpaper reverted to the default. All my app organization was just gone. So that does suck a lot. I didn't lose anything, but it was a big pain. And if you don't want the risk of that happening, this probably isn't worth the risk for you. I don't know if this is going to happen every time I try to restore Vampire Survivors in this manner. Frankly, I needed to use my iPad for some work stuff, and I just haven't had the capacity to test this again. But if you know more about this, please leave a comment below. But here's the good news. It works beautifully. I booted up Vampire Survivors and was immediately asked which save file I wanted to use going forward. And the one I wanted was indeed there. And everything works perfectly. And now I can play Vampire Survivors on my iPad, where it runs really well on a nice screen, great battery life. I can use a Xbox controller or other controllers. It's pretty cool. And of course, obviously, I'll make progress the more I play the game on my iPad, and I can then do this process again to transfer the save file back to my PC just by copying into that save file and repeating the same process. So that's pretty much it. There might be a better way to utilize the iMazing software so that doesn't kind of reset the iPad. Please share a comment if you know anything more about that. But I wanted to post these instructions ASAP because I know I've been waiting for months for someone to figure this out, and for me, this was worth it. So let me know what you think, if this works for you, if you have better methods. I'm happy to make a follow-up video on this or other videos about how to transfer to other platforms. Peace.